Secretary General, Ambassador Rock, colleague ministers from the CARICOM member states, CARICOM ambassadors, heads of regional institutions, staff of the Secretariat, members of the media, ladies and gentlemen, a very pleasant good morning. I welcome you all to Guyana, a country rich in cultural history, heritage, natural resources, the breadbasket of our region, and soon to be oil rich. It is with great honor that I take the chair of the Council on behalf of Antigua and Barbuda. Colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, there are many ongoing international, regional and domestic issues that will impact the work program and the agenda of the Council. However, in the face of all these issues, the Council must find an appropriate mix of methodologies and strategies to address the ever-expanding agenda of the Council. I am pleased to note that the rules of procedures governing the operations of Council will be discussed over the next 2 days. As Chair, it is my hope that we can finalize and approve the rules which will greatly assist us in dealing with the long-standing issues on our agenda, particularly those relating to non-compliance with provisions of the revised treaty and decisions of the COTED. I refer, among others, to issues of market access for honey into Trinidad and Tobago and interregional trade of frozen duck meat from Suriname. Colleagues, if we are to seriously settle those long outstanding issues for the benefit of our respective private sector and Caribbean peoples, we must consider the provisions of the treaty outside of the member states' right to take these matters to the Caribbean Court of Justice. I'm reminded of an old adage which states, it's the private sector that trades, and we create the enabling environment and set the policies. Let us not therefore create obstacles or prevent the free flow of trade between our respective countries. Additionally, in reviewing our rules of procedure, we must also consider other mechanisms in between meetings of COTED that will bring resolution to long-standing issues, as well as treating with new and emerging issues on our agenda. Because of the dynamics of the matters to be addressed by this Council, we simply cannot wait on the regular meeting of Council to be informed and take decisions. Therefore, an appropriate mechanism must be included in the rules of procedure for the Council. Nonetheless, perhaps the Secretariat could consider increasing the dissemination of technical briefs and updates on specific issues to be considered by the Council. This would certainly help member states in preparation for meetings. Colleagues, there are a number of other issues that will impact our respective industries, which we must pay particular attention to. These include, of course, the impasse between the USA and China, reports of Turkish imports, particularly flour, into the region, and the importation of fake goods from various countries. Geopolitical decisions are causing changes within the external trade and manufacturing environment, which will certainly have an impact on our industries and markets. The Council must therefore position itself to examine the real potential impact of these matters and take proactive and concrete steps to remedy them. Colleagues, we cannot afford to be reactive. Our respective industries and businesses are dependent on us to confront and deal with these issues in a very decisive way. Not only our industries and businesses, but the Caribbean community at large are dependent on us for very decisive interventions. Who else is better suited to safeguard our interests? I ask that we internalize that question and use that question as the base for not only our deliberations, but our decision-making processes. Who else is better suited to safeguard the interests of our region. Recall that the treaty mandates that this Council is responsible for the promotion, evaluation, establishment, and development of policies, programs, and measures that protect and preserve our trading environment. Let us not hand this over to anyone, but work within the provisions of our treaty and other foreign and domestic relations to address these and all issues. My esteemed colleagues, the Council must also keep a watch on the future of trade with the United Kingdom post-Brexit, which we will discuss during this meeting. As we work on the rollover of the CARICOM EU-EPA, it is imperative that the Council continues to discuss the negotiating strategy and approach. Equally, we need to also keep a focus and keep in focus the second 5-year review of the EPA agreement, which comes up in 2020. Though not on the agenda for this meeting, I encourage each member state to do their own stock taking and analysis of the EPA so that the 47th regular meeting of the Council in November, we can have an agenda item that not only focuses on the implementation of the EPA, but its challenges, opportunities, and potential. We cannot afford any missed opportunities or slippage with our trading and other relations with the UK and the EU. My dear colleagues, I could not and would not close these remarks without addressing matters relating to the implementation of the CARICOM Single Market and Economy, CSME, the review of the Common External Tariff, CET, and the extension of Article 164 treatment for sensitive industries of CARICOM less developed countries, LDCs. When this process of integration started, it was recognized by the framers that we're not necessarily all equal, or that we not all benefit the same way from the CSME. And it was for those reasons that the old Article 56 was replaced by Chapter 7 of the treaty, Disadvantaged Countries, Regions and Sectors. This meeting will discuss the extension of Article 164 treatment for sensitive CARICOM LDC industries. The LDCs have done its own review of the performance of how industries have benefited from the protection provided by Article 164. The technical analysis submitted to this meeting by the LDCs will review the trade performance. It provides empirical data on the cost factors of production and the accompanying mechanism to properly support Article 164. Colleagues, in our examination of this agenda item, we must remind ourselves of the past decisions of Council regarding Article 164 and the genesis of the said provisions. We must further consider what this provision of the treaty affords to the industries of the LDCs. Our trading environment is rapidly changing, and we must adjust. We must adjust the review of the CET, which is crucial, and our response thereto must be seen. As we take stock of the consultancy, let us also be reminded of the many requests for suspensions approved or denied by this Council over the years, and the requests for changes to the rules of origin. The Council, therefore, must remain focused on the review because of the likely changes that could be made to the CET. All member states must remain engaged in the status of the consultancy. Finally, my dear colleagues, Article 15, Section 2B confers on this Council the responsibility to, and I quote, promote the development and oversee the operations of the CMC, end of quote. As a region, we are not where we want to be with the implementation of the CSME. And as we consider the sub-items on the agenda, we must do so in a manner to report and achieve progress going forward. Certainly, the confidence of our people and our businesses within the integration process must not be shattered, must not be frustrated. We need to truly take stock of the areas of implementation where we have stagnated, Devise and implement purpose-fit solutions to achieve sustained progress. Celebrate and showcase our achievements and involve all community stakeholders in the CSME consultations through all forms of dialogue at the national and regional levels. We must, as a matter of course, recalibrate where we are with the implementation of the single market and single economy if we to achieve the desired vision of sustained economic prosperity of our region. Colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this, the 46th COTED, and I pray that we have a productive and progressive meeting with fruitful outcomes. I thank you.